For my digital curation project, I chose to look at a Wakelet and also a Symbaloo. So the first one here is a Wakelet, and this is one that I've actually used. On the very first teacher workday, my principal asked me if I would do some professional development for our staff and teachers. So I chose to use a Wakelet because I'd already used it in an assignment and I knew how easy it was to use. And I curated some tools that I thought would be helpful for teachers and students in the classroom. So the first thing I like about Wakelet is that you can completely customize it. You can choose your picture here at the top, and you can also choose your background. It's free to use, which is always a bonus. So when you scroll down, you can add in your heading here, but then you can also add in a description of what your Wakelet is about. So you end up with these tiles, as you can see here. And in order to add a tile, I'm just going to click edit over here. It's really, really easy. You copy and paste the URL in right here, and it automatically creates this for you. It's easy to delete them. You can move them around either by using the arrows or just dragging them around. And you can do URLs to websites, but you can also add links to Twitter posts. You can add images, you can add files, you can add PDFs, and you can also just add text. So if it was a history project, for example, you could have some images as primary sources. You could have some tweets by maybe some historians. You can have PDFs of files. You can do some written notes. So you can curate everything you need for a unit onto one Wakelet. But I do think that this is best suited for one individual unit. So it's really easy to create. It's very, very quick, as you just saw. You just click publish and it's ready to go. It's easy to use for students. I made one of these the other day for a French class for a cultural project. And when you click share, you can either print off a QR code, which a teacher then hung in her classroom. So the students just scan the QR code and then it brings up the Wakelet. And I also tweeted it out and they got the code so they can access it anytime. The ability to update, as you saw, is really easy. You just hit edit collection and you can delete or you can add more. So it is very user-friendly. It's not overly fancy, but again, because you don't want it to be too long, it's definitely more suited to one unit. The other thing I created, and I've been working on this recently, is a Symbaloo for our library. I really like this because you can have many more tiles and it's all on one screen, plus you still have the search engine in the middle. Symbaloo definitely took me a little bit longer to figure out how to use the Wakelet. It was so intuitive. You could literally start making it straight away. But with the Symbaloo, I would say I spent maybe 30 minutes trying to figure out how to create the tiles, how to color code them, that kind of thing. So you just basically hit create a tile, and over here on the left hand side you copy in the URL. You can color code them, which is really nice, so you can add multiple units of work on here. If I was back in the English classroom, I could maybe do To Kill a Mockingbird resources here. I could do Ulysses resources down here. I could do short story resources. So you can really get your whole semester's resources on one page. You can color code it, as I said, down here, and then you can choose to use either one of their little icons, like I have here for Purdue, or you can use the image that comes along with the website. And then you'd hit save typically. So I really like the Symbaloo. You can change the background. Again, I like the fact that you can color code it. It's really easy to use for students. They just log on. Again, they can get QR codes. You can post it on Twitter. There's multiple ways that you can share it over here. And all they have to do is click on the live link and it takes them straight to the resource. In terms of design and layout, I do think it's nice having everything all on one page. So you're not having to scroll down to see this many resources. An ability to update, you just log in and again click create a tile, or you can just delete it and create a new one. And to create new Symbaloos, you just hit the plus button here and you're on to the next one. The only downside with Symbaloo, which I discovered today actually at a librarians meeting, was that databases in particular, if you access your county's databases or your school's databases through a Symbaloo, it does not log as usage. So the head of the library program for our county is trying to track how many visits there are to particular databases to see which ones to keep and which ones to get rid of. But they have found that a lot of the elementary schools have Symbaloo as their home page, and it is not tracking the database usage when the databases are accessed through a Symbaloo. So that is a bit of a downside. But we have a teacher out at my high school at the minute. She's going to be out on leave for 3 weeks for medical reasons, and she came and asked me how to set up a Symbaloo. So she has basically been able to add all of the resources for the next 3 weeks onto one page and number them, and the students just work through them at their own pace. So I do like how much you can fit onto one page. So if I had to pick which one I like better, I would have to pick Symbaloo.